Hello, 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 everyone. Happy Monday. I am so excited today for the guest that we have. She's a good friend of mine. Hello, hello, Mona. Good to have you here today.
Hey, Sarah, thank you so much for allowing me to be part of this live. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Of course, it's a pleasure to have you. You and I have connected on Clubhouse, and we have been friends, sharing ideas, advice,
Yes.
etc. So it's been great experience. I think Clubhouse had opened up a lot of, avenue for people to meet. Mona, let's go ahead and kick this off by introducing yourself. Tell us, where you're from, and tell us what you do. So we'll kick it off with an introduction.
Awesome. Yeah. So right now I'm based in Ottawa, Ontario, which is Canada. This is the capital of Canada. For those of you who don't know, it's kind of a small town. So I've been here for the past almost 30 years, I would say, on and off. Originally, I'm from East Africa, from Somalia. So I came here as a young person and just, established myself here. My background is in business management, and I have a coaching business called the Boundless Mindset. So essentially, what I do is I help my clients from the startup phase to the launch their business. So from idea to launch. So I work with existing businesses as well as brand new businesses who are just starting out.
That is wonderful. So you lived that long in Canada. Of course, we're
Yeah,
from neighboring countries. I am from Ethiopia. Hayat and I are from Ethiopia, and Somalia is
nice.
next door. And we actually
Yeah.
feel like we're part of one country, to be honest with
Yes, yeah, I get
you.
that a lot. I get that people tell me, "Are you from Ethiopia?" I say, "No, close enough though."
We resemble each other too, and also we're
Yeah,
so close. A lot of Ethiopians have migrated to Somalia, and vice
absolutely,
versa. So we
absolutely.
honestly feel it, part of Ethiopia. They speak Somalian languages, different dialects. So it honestly
Hmm.
feels like it's part of Ethiopia. So do you have
Yeah,
kids?
kids.
Yes.
Yeah, I do. I have three grown kids. My youngest is actually 20, and my oldest is
Kidding.
24. Yeah, and
Oh
the
my
mid
God,
one.
you're so young.
Thank you. The middle one is 22. I actually had them really young. That's why.
That's
Um,
right.
yeah, yeah, but it's good to kind of grow up with them, raise them while you're growing up. There's a plus and side, but I'm grateful for all of that experience.
And you're
Motherhood.
right. I think I'm in a similar situation as well. Even though my youngest is 16, I did have my kids at a young age. So my oldest one is almost 24 now. So
Oh,
we kind of
wow.
grew up together. Now
Yeah,
my two older ones are like, my friends now. Even the
yeah,
16-year-old, because she matured so fast. But you're right.
yeah.
There's like ups and downs to it. Like when I had
Hmm.
them at a young age, at times I used to be frustrated. I'm like, now I
Yeah,
have to stay at home with the kids when my friends
yeah,
are out partying and having fun, and
yeah,
you feel
yeah,
that way. And then at this age you're like, oh, thank God, I'm glad I had them early, because now my
yes,
kids are running after their little kids, and I'm like, all relaxed and having fun with my grown up kids. So there is a plus
yeah.
and minus to it.
You can have a life now, and a lot of my friends are just having kids now, and they're like, "Oh, you're so lucky, you had your kids early." And I tell them, "I did my time, like you were saying, when
Exactly.
you were having fun."
We did our time. We missed out on all
Yeah,
that fun at a young age. I said
yes,
the same thing. Like back then, I'm like, you guys are so lucky. You get to go out. I was stuck at home with kids. But now, the table has turned. Now we relax and they're running after kids. So
yeah,
we
yeah, yeah.
definitely need the time. And I'm glad we have so
Hmm.
much in common. So tell us
Yeah.
about, so who do you serve?
Okay, so I serve women of color who want to start their own businesses online. But I want to talk a little bit about my background and what really inspired me to do this work. For the past 7 years, I was managing a career development center. This was a not-for-profit center, government-funded agency. And so during my time there, within my staff team, as well as the clients that were job searching, I saw a lot of people that were people of color, especially women of color, who were highly educated, but were struggling to find suitable jobs and businesses. So, talking to them further, I would see how gifted these people were. They would tell me their side projects that they're doing, how excited they were. And then
Oh,
when it came to the next step, okay, so when are you going to do this? There would be hesitation. There would be, oh, I'm not sure. I still need to keep my 9 to 5. And keep in mind, a lot of these women were not happy with their 9 to 5. So
right.
it was really discouraging to see how so much time, resources, and energy was being wasted in things that they didn't even care about, because they felt like, I need an income, I need to pay the bills, and so
Yeah.
everything else kind of took a
Backbeat.
backseat. Yes, exactly. So seeing that often, I would really get frustrated when they tell me their ideas. I would get so excited and say, you can make money doing this. There's not just one way to make money. You don't just have to do 9 to 5. You can package your idea in a model that will give you the income you're looking for. And so that was really the inspiration behind my business. So after doing that work for about 7 years, I decided to launch it full time. So actually 2020, end of 2019, I left my full-time work and I launched my business, The Boundless Mindset.
That is
Yeah.
wonderful. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, especially for women, there is lack of confidence. They don't
Hmm.
think, that they can start a business and be successful, and that is
Yeah.
what holds them back because they do have to provide, their family, so they
Yes.
can't just
Yes.
quit, and they
Yes.
can't depend on a business, or they feel like they cannot depend on a business because they don't have that confidence that they're going to be
Yes.
successful.
Yeah.
So I'm glad
And
you're doing that.
especially,
Hmm.
yeah, and especially I was just gonna say for women of color, there's a lot of pressure on women of color because, we come here as immigrants, and in most cases we go through the education system, and our parents are just, and our community, our family members want us to get that consistent job. So we feel like, I can't let all these people down. Sometimes it becomes more like a luxury. Like people like me, like they might feel women of color who have so much responsibility on their plate cannot go around and do entrepreneurship. You know what I mean? It's not for me because I don't have the luxury to do it. So, just walking through the steps and helping them see, what, it doesn't have to be this way. You can even keep your job for a while, but
Yeah.
don't leave your dreams on the side, and just, because the longer you ignore what you're meant to do, the thing that brings you joy, passion, fulfillment, the longer you kind of dismiss it, the more unhappy you become, the
Mhm.
more it becomes harder to achieve. It just becomes too much of that distant,
Mhm.
unrealistic future, right? So I encourage my
Yeah.
clients to start taking small steps, right? And before
Yeah.
they know it, they have something they can
That
start
is the
doing.
key. That is the key. See, a lot of people think that they have to quit their job right away, yet
Yeah.
they cannot afford to do that because they have to support their family. So it is good to continue to educate that you don't have to sacrifice your current job. You can still take small steps and continue to build it.
Hmm.
So many people have done it. It's not a new thing. You can start your side hustle, grow it, and at least replace your current income to be able to
Yeah.
walk away from your current job, or not even replace it completely. Honestly, if you can earn half of what you're earning at your job and even go
Yes.
part-time, you have the
Yes.
ability to grow your business and focus on your business. You're right.
Absolutely.
If you're not happy, you're just going to be miserable and make your family miserable, right?
Yeah.
So it's
Long
not,
term. Yeah.
yeah, long
Yeah.
term. It's not, life is not all about, putting food on the table. You really
Yeah.
need to be happy. And when you are
Yeah.
happy, you are projecting that on your, people that you work with, the family that is around you, and also your productivity changes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I was actually doing a podcast interview last week, and the episode came out today. And my guest was telling me that her business actually saved her 9 to 5. And she was telling me that she was going through this period where she wasn't feeling motivated, she wasn't feeling productive, she wasn't feeling excited about anything anymore, right? So
Mhm,
she said, I started working on my business on the side, and that motivated me to not just complete my 9 to 5 work, but to complete on time so that I had more work to do for my business. So it just gave her that, that feeling of excitement when you wake up in the morning and you have something waiting for you that you want to do. So that's another thing that discourages people, because they feel like, okay, I don't have the time. I do 9 to 5, I have family responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll be surprised where 1 hour here and there can do for you. For example, for me, I used to wake up, before I quit my job, I used to wake up 4:30 a.m. every day and start and do that work from 4:30 to 7. I would work on my business and then start getting ready to go to the office. And when so when I tell people, they'll be like, oh, how can you do that? But the kind of excitement and joy I felt was like nothing other. Because by the time I came to the office, I felt like, okay, I gave myself. I gave time to myself. I gave time to the things that mattered to me, the best time of the day when I was fresh and I was excited. Because at the end of the day, it's not the same, right? By the time you come home, you kind of feel like, I'm tired. I just want to watch Netflix.
You would be tired. But look at the difference. You see, when you focus on what makes you happy, you end up going to work happy.
Yeah,
You are
absolutely.
More productive. I hope everybody's listening to this. I hope everybody's listening to this. See, when you do what you're passionate about, you are more productive even in other areas. And I admire you for waking up at 4:30 every day and doing the work.
Yeah, and feeling excited, not even feeling like dragging my feet that I had to do it. I would wake up and get excited. Okay, I have these 2-3 hours to work on my business, and I was fresh. My mind was ready to go, and I would feel rewarded at the end of the day. Okay, I gave time to myself. I didn't feel like a slave just getting up and going to work and not really paying myself first.
And you go to work so energized because you feel so fulfilled.
Yes, you feel like you've accomplished a lot already, right? I would go to the gym, and so by the time I actually got to the office at 8:30, I was like, okay, I worked on my business, I prayed in the morning, I did my visualization, I worked out. Here I am. Okay, you can have me now.
That is amazing. You're a better person for your employer.
Yeah. I was a better person for my team. I was more excited. I was more present. I wasn't distracted about all the things that I wish I could do. I felt like I did what I was supposed to do for the day. So working on your passion, like you were saying, Sarah, it's more than money. It can uplift you as a human being and give you that bigger purpose.
Yes, it does. It honestly does. And then when you help other people realize their passion, that's even another boost, right? I mean, for us coaches, what makes us the happiest the most is seeing our clients be successful. It's not just about the money that we're making. So it is like a double reward, and amazing. Now, tell us a little bit about what are the difficulties that you went through as you were growing your business. It's always good to get different perspective from other people, right? Because our listeners will learn from you. You know, the people that are watching in the group right now will definitely, take away something from your experience. So that's what we love to share here. So tell us what are, some of the difficult times or the struggles that you had to endure to the point that you are right now.
Honestly, Sarah, if I could tell you something, like I feel like I'm still on that high where, yes, there are challenges, but I feel like it's all part of the game. You know what I mean? So I see it as, as you're building your business, there are new things that you have to learn. There's learning curves that you have to go through. And I think also my mindset, I'm a bit positive person. So
that helps.
It really helps. So I feel like I'm still on that high, and I haven't really experienced anything that would hold me on my track, right? But some of the things that I notice that if I kind of drop or don't consistently engage in, for example, if I don't do my visualization on day-to-day basis, I would feel a little bit, my energy would just, drain a little bit more than usual. So keeping that vision alive of where I'm at right now and where I'm going, I feel really keeps my excitement, my energy, my motivation going, right? Because as you know, as an entrepreneur, it's just you know what I mean? You
Exactly.
have to wear all the hats. You have to be your cheerleader. There's no boss really tracking your progress at the end of the month, at the end of the quarter. You have to do that all for yourself. And how you can do that is really tapping into your inner power, right? Through spiritual meditation, prayer, visualization, and being present with your clients. Like you were saying, as coaches, we get so much fulfillment out of that, right? So this is why we do what we do. Is every client that you help, you're really changing their world and all that's associated with them. So for me, I think, making sure that I am developing as a person helps me keep leveling up as an entrepreneur. And I know I'm a bit idealist, but I feel like I don't see hardships. I see more challenges that I need
Um,
to grow into and
yeah.
become that person.
And
Yeah.
every challenge is a learning opportunity, right?
Yes. Yeah,
If we,
absolutely.
right, we have to take it as a learning, or a lesson, or either
Yeah.
we win or we learn from every opportunity, right?
That's all it is. That's
Yeah.
all it is. Because it just means I haven't mastered this thing yet.
Mm-hmm.
So
We
what
gotta
else
keep
can I
learning.
learn? Yeah.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
a learning. It's a learning. That's wonderful. What is your trick when it comes to visualization? What helps you? And what are
So
routines that you follow to do that?
yeah. So what helps me is when I wake up in the morning before I do anything else, I just sit up, close my eyes, and visualize the future that I want. So see myself there, feel myself there, like get excited emotionally
Mm,
that I've achieved my goals. And when you are visualizing, you're not seeing yourself there, you're seeing yourself in it. So if your goal is to write a book one day, right? So feel yourself having that book in your hand and reading it. See
mm,
the cover title. See your name as an author. See being at a book signing. You know what I mean? So visualize being there, not just seeing you, but also sitting at that chair. You know what I mean?
mhm.
Um, it's like you being at a high-rise building, but the vision should be you standing by the window instead of seeing yourself in the high rise.
I
So
see.
as much details as you can add in terms of the feeling, what are you wearing, how are you feeling, what is your environment look like, what does your environment feel like, all of that detail helps, and your subconscious starts to believe before it actually happens, right? So you become that person
Mhm.
before physically you go there or you
Achieving it.
actualize.
So you
Yeah,
make it as real as possible, like as if
as
you're
real, and you get excited about it and you can see your emotions. When I do that, I just feel tears coming down my face, tears of joy. It's hard to explain, but you have to really believe that whatever you are envisioning for yourself is meant for you, that there's no doubt, otherwise you won't be able to envision it, right? So
gotcha,
when you
gotcha.
yeah, so when you feel it at that level, then you get grateful for having achieved it, for having the vision, and just for experiencing it.
Right. So that's like part of
Yeah.
manifestation, right?
Yeah.
Making it
Yeah.
into your being, like visualizing it, living it. That is
Yeah.
incredible. And I also want to give an opportunity for our audience to ask a question. So if anyone has a question, just drop it. As Mona and I are chatting, I'll take a peek at
Yeah.
the comment and I'll ask Mona. But they've been sending, fire bombs and all that stuff because what you've been sharing has been incredible. So make
Yeah.
it as real as possible and feel it and feel the emotion as well. The
That's
emotion
the
is
trick.
powerful,
Yeah.
and that subconscious
Yeah.
mind keeps registering it, and it starts to kind of make it, your reality, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, you start acting like that person, and it becomes like second nature. Yeah,
Mhm.
there's less resistance within yourself because, as you try new things, your subconscious will hold you back. It wants you to stay in that scenarios that are familiar, that are safe.
Safe
But
space.
when you save spaces, and if you want to do something different, if you want to achieve higher goals, then you gotta reprogram your mindset and your brain to think that that is the real you now, right?
Mhm,
And
mhm.
so you just start to make unconscious choices that are supporting you in that direction.
Right. And one thing that
Mhm.
I always, reiterate with my community, in the group as well as my clients is that it is okay to take that uncomfortable action. It means
Mhm.
when you take that uncomfortable action, it means that you're growing out of that comfort zone.
Yes.
If what you're
Yes.
doing does not scare you, that means you're not growing, meaning
Yes.
you're doing the same thing over and over again.
Yes.
And that you're so comfortable doing in the past. And that's what the subconscious mind always wants to keep you as well, doing something that
Absolutely.
it is familiar with, that it is comfortable with. But when you get
Absolutely.
scared of the action that you're about to take, it means that you're taking a big leap. You're
Mhm.
taking a new
Mhm.
direction. That is growth. So
Yeah.
don't be
Yeah.
afraid to imagine and picture something that is really big. I mean, we have heard it gazillion times that, right? Times that if your dream does not scare you, it's not big enough.
Yes.
It's not
Yeah.
just a saying, it is really true. What it means is when your dream is big, it's scary. That means you're getting out of your comfort zone. You're getting out of the norm,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely. If your day to day consists of the same thing, then you know that you need to try something else. Because as an entrepreneur, you cannot really get comfortable with the status quo. You know what I mean? You cannot get comfortable doing the same things every day. You have to infuse steps that will scare you, steps that you're not comfortable at, steps that you haven't done, and you're a little bit like, I'm nervous about this thing. That's a good
Right.
thing. You have to look for that.
Yeah.
You have to look for that. You have to get that feeling.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless you are already where you want to be and you don't want to grow anymore, then you can
Yeah.
continue to do the same thing, right?
Yeah, Sarah. But the thing I want to say is life is all about growth,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, and although we have visions, we have dreams, when we achieve it, there's there's always next thing. Like I feel like we should keep growing until we die. You know what I mean?
Right,
So,
right.
and then again, growth doesn't have to be like, okay, making millions. It could be personal growth, something that
Mhm.
you always wanted to do. You've achieved maybe your career side of things, but you have a vision for maybe another chapter of your life. I feel
Mhm.
like there's always inspiration, growth, and something that's calling us to, you know, grow a little bit more at each stage.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Number one, yes, it's not all about money. And even if you have
Yeah.
achieved your money goal, as a person, we always need to continue to develop and grow.
Yeah.
We accomplish one dream, there's always another dream. Even if it's not for us, there's something that we want to do for people around us. And
Yeah.
also with business, things change all the time. Even if you're at seven figure right now and you're happy, that could
Yeah.
change instantly. So you need to
Yeah.
continue to learn. You need to continue to try different things to,
Absolutely.
stabilize your business. If you are comfortable, where you are, and it's either Facebook or anything changes, it's gonna rock your business. So you can't just be
Yeah.
comfortable and sit aside and think that everything is going to be like this forever. You got to be
Yeah.
very vigilant. You got to be learning. You got to understand what is trending. It's
Hmm.
the strategy that you're using going to be the same forever. You got to keep
Yeah.
yourself updated, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your view of growth has to change. Like as
Mhm.
an entrepreneur, you have to see growth as something that you want to engage in.
Mhm.
Because a lot of times growth is a scary thing, and we shy away from it. We try to not do it, right? But as an entrepreneur, that's where you need to live. You need to live in that growth space
Mm-hmm.
and see it as something like we were talking about. It's something that invigorates you, right? Because remember, when you get comfortable and you know the in and outs of what you're doing, and it's like second nature to you, that means, okay, it's time to move on. It's time
Yes.
to try something.
You stop
Don't get
growing. That's what it means, right? You stop growing.
Yes, and you want to get excited about that feeling of, I don't know, but I'm mastering. You know what I mean? I'm getting better at this new thing, because that gives you that edge that you're always pushing yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
And one thing I've also noticed with the people that I have spoken to, they know exactly what they want to do, but they are so afraid of taking that step. And,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to remind everyone that when an opportunity comes your way, that means it is time. It didn't come your way for no reason. It is time for you to take that leap of faith and go
Yes.
run with it.
Yes.
So hopefully,
Absolutely, Sarah. Yeah.
hopefully everyone will remember this when something comes their way, that it came for a reason, and don't let it pass by, because 6 months later you're going to regret that you did not take that step.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have a question from the audience. How can you concentrate to visualize? I get distracted sometimes.
I recommend this book, New Earth. So this is a book that changed my life. It's always on my desk. For some reason, whenever I talk about it, it's within my reach. So I really encourage you to read that, because this book teaches you to be present, first of all, like in your day-to-day life. When you start to become present, and you know the difference between being present and not being present, your life will change. Your life will have a different meaning, different flavor. Interacting with people, doing everyday things will have a different meaning. So once you are able to be present, then you're able to calm your mind and stay still in that moment. And that will allow you to visualize better. That will allow you to meditate better. That will allow you to be present with your work better, with your clients better, with your family better. You know, you're not going to be talking to your kids and thinking about, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do that. You learn to calm your brain and just see now as the only thing that's important, the only thing that matters.
Thank you.
Yeah.
As much as we try to be present, when we have so much going on, sometimes we do get distracted. So anything that is going to help, I'll definitely take on that. So thank you so much. These have been great tips, Mona. I love it. I love the fact that, that visualization has been helping you. I have tried it once or twice, just like Hayat said, I get distracted too. So I'm going to read the book that you recommended. And I'm so glad that you were able to walk away from your 8 to 5 and followed your passion and your purpose. So it is definitely fulfilling. And for anyone who thinks about starting a side hustle, don't shy away, don't be afraid, because I think we all started that way. We all started just working on our business part-time. My business coach, who's 8-figure, business right now, she was doing her business at lunchtime every day, that 1 hour lunchtime, and then after work, and now she's 8 figures. So, I mean, you have so many examples, of entrepreneurs like that, not just us only, but, there are a lot of 7-figure, 8-figure entrepreneurs that have done that. So
there's no excuses. No excuses
now. Everything is at your fingertips. There are so many mentors out there that can help you. Want to tell us where people can find you, and we'll also share the links that you have shared with me. But go ahead and tell people where they can find you. So if they wanted to, reach out and connect with you, they can go ahead and do so.
Yes, thank you so much, Sarah. I really appreciate this opportunity. Like you said, you and I met, and you can see the instant energy, right? So you meet some people, and you can see that they're a good ideal person to work with. I can see us doing more things. I would love to invite you on my podcast too. So you can find me on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I don't do much Twitter, but I'm there still. You can find me as Mona Abow, and on Instagram, The Boundless Mindset. Yeah, so please look for me and reach out if you have any questions. If you just want to say hi, I would love to meet you. I have a podcast too that I release every week, the Boundless Mindset podcast. I would love your feedback on that as well. So yeah, let's stay connected. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah. You and I will continue to connect. I mean, we chat all the time on Instagram, so we'll keep
Yeah.
doing that, and then we can definitely. We are going to be sharing this interview on our podcast as well. So for anyone
Awesome.
who wants to listen to it, thank you so much, Mona. And they're saying thank you. Our listeners are saying thank you, and I'm so happy that you had you took this opportunity to come and be with us, and we will reconnect again. Thank you so much, Mona.
Yes, thank you. This was so much fun.
Yes,
Take care.
definitely. Take care. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed the interview as much as I did. As you know, we do this every Monday at 1:30 Central Time. So, just keep an eye for the post. We create an event. We invite everybody. I bring a lot of different experts in different areas, so you can get different perspective as far as, growing your business, starting your business, or scaling it, or even other topics. So join us next week again. Until then, you have an awesome week.